Hello everyone, welcome back to Hops and Wrenches. We're going to be doing a little something different for you today. We're going to be going over onto the St. Otter Brewing side and doing a quick review of this wonderful pale ale. Sorry, yeah, brains everywhere today. Pale ale that's brewed in a rather interesting way. This has only Fugg It hops in it. So let's get to it here. Get behind the bar. As you can see, wonderful, nice, light color. This is honestly one of the clearest beers I've been able to produce. So I'm really happy with it. Nice head retention. I mean, even though the Keezer's pouring a little hard on this one. So, see, brilliant amber color. So this one started out original gravity of 1040, and then went to I think it was a total of like 8 IBUs or something like that. This was brewed specifically for the homebrew club that I'm a part of. We were doing a hop experiment to see what flavors individual hops impart to the beers. So a lot of people signed up for it. It was really actually a lot of fun, where you had to brew the exact same recipe, but the only difference being is what type of hop did you use, and you can only exclusively use one type of hop. My particular one was the Fugg It hop. So I guess on the nose, it's got almost a musty type quality. I mean, I'm not super good with the terminology and everything like that. You see, I like to brew beer and I like to drink it, not necessarily sit and ponder over its every little quality and appeal and flavor. Oh, sorry. Anyway, so like I said, good head retention. It's got, like, right up front, kind of a musty, almost earthy aroma to it. And if you want to know what the recipe and everything was, I'm not really 100% sure on how to link it and everything yet. I'm still new to this game, so give me a minute. I'll get there, okay? Jeez. Rome wasn't built in a day. Probably torn down in one, but it wasn't built in one. All right, Slancha, let's give this a try. This one has been making me so happy. This is one of those magical beers that it seems like the longer it sits, the better it gets. So when I first brewed this, okay, so we're getting a little bit more, like getting more of the malts aroma in it, which is quite lovely. But when I first brewed this, the flavor was kind of in your face and just now grassy, kind of like a wet hay almost, and a little bit of a pine note to it. There is very underlying tones of almost like a chocolatey flavor, but not very much. The pine, that pine note is what's getting me, and I absolutely love it. In fact, I want to try these Fugg It hops in a Scotch ale and see what it does with that. I think that'd be very interesting, actually. Oh yeah. This is going to go into a competition. I have a competition coming up. It is the Lunar Rendezvous. If any of you are in the Webster, Pearland, Texas City, kind of South Houston-y sort of area, or even if you're North Houston, or if you're like all the way, who knows? But if you can have the opportunity to look up Lunar Rendezvous put on by the Bay Area Astronauts, absolutely blast of a time, by the way. But yeah, this is definitely going into that. now that we've gotten that kind of out of the way, I also want to get into a little bit of course, what I do for the brewing side. This is my little thing here. It's, you may have noticed him off the channel. It's my little guy for St. Ottard Brewing. So if you ever get to around this area and get to check out the Rendezvous, make sure you put in a good word for St. Ottard Brewing. Try to, maybe get me a medal or something in something. That'd be absolutely wonderful. Yeah. But let's hear from you a bit. What would you like to see on the channel more? Would you like more of this content? Because you can see behind me, there is stuff. Okay. I mean, I do brew. Okay, I do brew. Would you like to see more of what's going on here? I know I'm really bad about it. I go and do a brew day and I think to myself, oh yeah, I'm gonna film it, I'm gonna do all this stuff. And then I just don't do it. Mostly because I honestly start getting into the zone of it and I completely forget. Do you want to see more short form videos? Do you want me to try going into the soiree of long form videos? Just let me know. I mean, every little bit helps in the world of suggestions. See where we're at. But actually coming up here soon too, and I'll definitely make an attempt to at least bring you in on a little bit of the brewing of this. But I am going to be brewing a beer that has not been, as far as I can tell, has not been professionally brewed since the 80s. And it is called the Lichtenheiner. That sounds really dirty if you don't pronounce it correctly. But it's Lichtenheiner. It's basically, if you ever had a Gose beer, think of that, but smoked. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be doing a big brew of that. In fact, I have the grains and everything sitting back here ready to rock and roll. So until next time, cheers.
Uh-huh. Thought I forgot about you, huh?